Good evening, everybody. Well, oh, I'm very excited. I'll try and be good and not be too excited. So, good evening. Thank you very much for joining me on an exciting day because I'm launching something a little bit different today. Still an easy frame hidden underneath here, although I dare say some of you might have escaped. Or be looking at two screens at the same time. So, yeah, I know it's stormy outside. Yeah, it's not too bad here at the moment, but hopefully it won't get much worse. So, let me show you. So we have got what this is called is a focal frame. This is where you need to go in order to get it, maximumcrafts.com. This is where you will find our first set one of our focal frames. And let me just put them to one side a minute. So these are our focal frames. The idea is that they are an easy frame, just the same as they always would be. They are two great big chunks of metal. They are designed, they are 16 centimetres wide. So that's just over the 6 inches, about 6¼ if you're doing inches. But they're designed to go really onto either a 7 or an 8 inch, but primarily a 7 inch. That's what I've done the samples for. And as you can see, they give you the focal frame. So they're making you look into the middle of the frame. And as you could see, sneakily, I've also done, because I felt that they needed them, some beautiful corners that will go with the two lots of different designs. So you've got two of the more softer design, shall we say, and two of the more angular design there. So they are as one though. I was going to do 4 because I know what it's like. It's quite nice to have 2 lots done all at the same time, or 1 lot done all at the same time and then you're done. But I actually felt it would be a better idea if we had 2 different designs. You've only got to put through for 4 corners, them through twice. And I just thought they worked really well together. So they are all on the offer as well. As I said, maximumcrafts.com is where you need to go. But let me show you the focal frames in all their glory. As I said, they are meant to go onto a 7-inch card. And the purpose of all of the frames really are to make your cards, your designs, into something really so simple, but really shows them off to all their best. Can you believe it? I've actually got 3 that I want to finish to show you, but let's just go over. So the only thing that we need to do is decide what sort of design and what colour. And so you can see this little man, he is a Valentine's piece. He's from Etsy, where I seem to be getting a lot of the actual bits and pieces though this time. And I simply coloured, I haven't coloured him at all. I've simply cut him out. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. And then I've chosen the colours that are within his actual range, which are more of a sort of pinky red, this one, and a grey. I've cut out the larger frame from the grey and the smaller frame from the pink. And then I've also embossed the smaller frame so that you've got a bit of texture going on there. Then I've popped, I'm not sure if you can see, can you see? Yeah, just about, that he's been cut out twice. So just giving you an idea of what one of the ideas could have been looking at. Then we've got another cut out one, but this brings in the little design of the corners here. So this is another little bunny there from Etsy as well. And I've taken a light blue background for the outer one, the larger one. Then the smaller one has got just the white. It is on hammered white. And then I pop my little bunny behind, and this time I've just cut out the little shorts that he or she, whatever, has got on, and the bow. It's got to be a girl, hasn't it? And with the daisy, I've just sat that on the top of the focal frame. But the idea is that we are focusing into the centre here and just having a look how that goes. Then I've got some of the corners. So on this one, I've used all 4 corners, and I've used the more of the softer one. So I haven't got a name for that one. I'll think of a name. I've just called them focal corners. Just cut that out 4 times, and that's on there. So yes, I've used these edges, these images. I'm just going to show you very quickly how I would go about that. So I have got this gorgeous setup here. So this is again an image that I've downloaded, and I have sized it so that I know it's going to fit. I think it was something like 50%, but you can see how it goes. And then I've looked at my picture and I've decided what colours I would like to choose. And I felt that if I went for one of the colours of the sort of flowers here, now I'm not sure if that's showing up for you, but they are sort of like a mauvey pinky colour there. So I'm going to bring in this one here, which sort of blends in quite nicely with these flowers down here. So this is the largest one. Now, in order to cut that out in a second, I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm going to make a little mark just on the outside of this frame. So this is the largest one of the frames, and it will give me a guideline as to where I need to cut out my piece of card. So let's just do that. And so I'm just using that, and I'm just going to go inside that little line a bit, as I don't need the whole amount. I just need to go just inside it, and then from there as well, just inside. So when it turns out, I'm probably, I haven't measured it, probably cutting a piece which is about 15 by 15, but every image that you use is going to differ, and so there's no point in saying to you it must be that and it must be that shape, because we want to just make sure that our frame is going to fit on there beautifully and cover that as well. So that's going to go on there like that. And then I've picked my white frame to go on the top. So you can see that fits in there beautifully. And then I'm not going to finish this one off, but I'm going to show you what I've done as well. I printed it out twice because I fancied doing a little bit of decoupage with the bunnies, but also I took a very small flower. It came as a plate, and I took it along the edges. Let me just show you here. Sort of along here, put a plate down here and along here, and then cut out lots of these little flowers. So you can hopefully see that they've got the same pattern, obviously, got the same colours because they are from the same piece of paper. Okay, so then the idea for this one would be that we would pop it onto our card blank, something like that. We will then put those two frames together, put some foam on the back, sit that up there like that. But just for a bit of something a bit different, I then take my flowers as if they're still cascading from this corner. So just pop these into this corner here. Could add a bit of foliage or something like that, just to give it a little bit of interest. I can put sentiments up in the corner. I can use some of the corners in the corner, and I'd probably put a few little pearls on the inside of those flowers as well. But it just sort of cascades the flowers. But again, because of the focal frame, it's focusing in onto that actual center there. Okay, so now that's all if you're going to do decoupage and things like that. But what if we've already got loads, as I think we might have, of beautiful dies, such as maybe something like this one. So this is one that that was brought out last year from Creative Expressions, Jamie Rogers, and it was called the Butterfly Circle Frame. And I've taken just the second one in. So if you look on here, won't get it out again. You've got the outer circle. We didn't need that one. I've just gone for the second one in, just to give you a little bit of a definition of a pattern. Haven't used that second bit there. But this is what I've done. So here's we've got our frame. So you can see there that I have taken my frame here. I've cut it out from a piece of card which is called Aqua. I couldn't think of what it was called, and I've mixed it with some silver satin, and then I'm going to take some corners. So I'm going to take these corners here. I'm going to add that. I think that sort of finishes that one off, and being the focal part, it draws your eyes into here. So I'm going to just add this. So I'm sure that we won't sell out of what we've got here, but if we were, I have another delivery coming in about a week's time, 10 days to a week. Oh, it's all going so well. Of these frames, so do not fear. Now I'm calling them Focal Frames 1 because I have got a couple of other focal frames that are in the design. Well, no, they're not in the design, they are here. So in the next couple of months you will be seeing the other ones, which were all ready to go out as well. So I'm hoping that you like these. I think they're very pretty. I think that they just fit in here nicely. So I popped a bit of foam onto the back of this frame, obviously. Don't like the way that I filled it up just now. You would have thought that that was going to be why it would work nicely then, because I thought, oh, look at that. Let's get in there. Now, because I've got a butterfly frame, I've then mixed it with a butterfly, which I've then cut out. I'm pretty sure when I show you that the butterfly was actually from the same release, if I think about it now. I think it was. So the point of my corner, I'm just putting in line with the point of the corners of the frame so that it all sits there nicely. You could obviously mix and match these. You could just have a couple of the frames as well. But I think in this case, this just, as I said, draws your eyes nicely to our frame. We've also got, now this one, as I said, is for the 7-inch. We've got different size ones coming up in the future. And loads of other things. Can't wait to show you. So if you're liking what you're seeing, a few thumbs up please down here somewhere, roughly, okay. So that's how it's looking, just like that. And then as a very simple thing, grabbed one of the butterflies. So this, as I said, I'm pretty certain it was from this set as well. Wings of Wonder set this one was from. So that's just going to go there. And this one is especially for my friend Carol. So I couldn't find one that says especially for you, Carol. So it says especially for you, and it should say Carol afterwards. So I'm going to put my sentiment on. So let's just pop a bit of glue onto there. So for all of your old dies, which may be tucked at the back of your cupboard because you can't think of what else to do with them, this might just bring them to life a little bit. A bit of a focal frame, a very quick card, just needs to decide what colour you want and a little bit of cutting out, and you are done. Just going to pop that there. Hold that into place. Go, and then I'm just going to put a bit of glue onto the body only of the antenna of the butterfly, so that he can be happily, let's go there, flying away, and then just hold him in. There you go. Hold him for a second so he grabs. And you can see that's using some of the dies that we've had, as I said, that we might have bought last year. That one is quite a lovely one as well. Okay. Now, one more card for you to see. So going along the same lines again of perhaps using some dies that you already have, I've taken my 7-inch card again. And this time I've already done a bit of pre-cutting. So I wanted to make it into some sort of special occasion, maybe even wedding, because you never know, there might be a wedding or two coming up at this time of the year, coming up to Valentine's Day. So I've taken a piece of square card, and in this case, let's just measure it. I have cut it down before, and then I've run it through that same embossing folder that I had earlier. 15 by 15, and that embossing folder, I'm afraid to say, is a long ago one from Creative Expressions. I had to think. I think it's a Sue Wilson one even, but so I've had that quite some time, but it is a lovely one. Oh dear. Do you know, I thought to myself, shall I actually fill this up or should I not? And I thought, it's working so well, I won't need to worry. But we're not worried, are we? There's greater things to worry about. So I'm going to pop that straight onto my card front. Just check which way we're opening. I'm doing a top folding card. I did intend to, but I was just going to say I am now anyway, whether I wasn't before or not, but I did intend to. So as I said, want sort of a wedding, could even be an anniversary, because I have gone for the large frame cut out from the silver sheen card and the smaller frame cut out from the white hammered card, which already, if I bring that up close, gives a really nice look. I like the fact of using the hammered card, giving you a little bit of texture, or if you've got linen card, that type of thing gives you a nice bit of texture. So I'm going to pop some glue, she says, hopefully, onto the back of this one, and that's your frame done. There's no, I mean, obviously, if you have nesting dies, you could achieve this frame too. You just need couple of circles and a couple of squares, and then you need to straighten them up and make sure that you've got the right measurements equal from this corner to that corner, and then also those side bits, and then you've got to do the set. Oh, blow that. Let's get some of these instead. Yeah, I think that's a far easier idea, having done the other idea many times with great success, but a lot of time used. I think I'm going to go on to doing these instead. So I'm going to pop that there, just knowing that that's going to be perfect every time. Perfect amount of circle showing here, perfect amount of outside showing there. Done. All I had to worry about was what colour was I going to use. So let's say this is for kind of like a silver wedding type of thing, because I think that would work quite nicely. So that's going to go onto there. I'm going to put a bit of foam. I'm going to use a 3mm thick foam. I'm going to pop that onto the back. I'm only using 3mm because I fancy using it. You could use any or none at all, but I do think that the idea, as I said, of these as being a focus point, we're focusing into there, it does lend itself nicely. Just putting a little bit of foam onto the back here just to give support, although the card that I'm using and the fact that I've got double card is not going to sort of, it's not going to waft about. It does give a really nice full strong card here. So you can cut obviously any card or paper out with these. It's not meant for fabrics. Whether it would work for fabrics or not, I don't know. Not something I've ever tried, but it's generally for the cards. You can use them separately, so you could do 2 frames individually, but they are meant to go together, one on top of another, giving that really pretty classy look. We like classy, don't we? So bringing in my frame again, popping that over the top, and then that is my frame already done. Now I have taken some bits and pieces already for this one. So I've cut out from Sue Wilson a set called On Your Special Day, Noble On Your Special Day. So I've just got to add that to it. So we've cut out from Silver Sheen the background die, and then we just need to place that on here. So it comes out, it's 1 die, well 2 dies, because you've got that one and then one that does the words. So, and then you just pop them back in. They're quite simple to work on, these. And again, this is then my focal point here. So I'm going to pop that one onto there, on your, and this one's a bit bigger, so Special Day. And that then will go into my centerpiece. Let's go, whoops, come down a bit, like that. And then finally the word day. Obviously any colours would be fine. Must admit, I've got into this, I'm not even looking at any questions, so hopefully there won't be any questions. Or at least if there is, I will check back and grab any messages that I need to reply to. Whoops. So there's our sentiment, which is going to go into the centre there, which looks quite nice, I think. So it's making the focal point really simply as a sentiment. I mean, basically, if you've got an embossing folder and a sentiment, I mean, I needn't have done a sentiment, an embossing folder, actually, but I thought that that looked quite nice. So let's press that down. Now, I've also got myself already cut out some flowers. Let's just pop that to one side. Now, these flowers I thought worked really well with this, but as you may or may not have noticed, what flowers are they? Well, funnily enough, they are the rippled poinsettia, which does seem rather funny, but it just works so well. Oh, works so well that I've let go of it. I've got a sticky finger. I was going to get this to hold it down with. That's what I was going to get. So just pop that to one side. So I cut out one whole set, and then I've cut out just a couple more because I'm going to put 3 flowers on there, and I just wanted them to all be right. So I've gone for size 1, the biggest one, with size 2, and size 3 with the next size down, size 4. There is a little one of size 5, but I didn't want to use that. Didn't want to make them into 3 dimensions in this particular case. Now, I know I've just told you that they are rippled poinsettias, but I actually don't think you would probably even realise that they were poinsettias had I not told you. So I just think that they work really, really well. And as I said, they could be just a 5-petaled flower, really, couldn't they? So I just wait till these hold on. Just hold on to this one here and here. And then I'm going to place them into this corner, because these frames just lend itself to that type of thing, to your flowers going in the corner like that. So I've got that biggest one, and then I'm going to go for, I'm going to grab hold of it, the other two, just like that. So we've got those three there, shining a lot, isn't it? I'll bring it up and show you in a second. So I'm going to add those just by popping a little bit of silicone glue to the background, to the corner. Get it right in a minute, to the centre. I'm getting so excited about these. Pop that one in there. Come on. And then this one. So as I said, with a sentiment like on your special day, it really could be birthday even. It doesn't have to be that, but I think it works well for anniversaries by doing it in a silver. But it's a kind of a generic thing, isn't it? We all want to have a special day, whatever day it is, whether it be a birthday or whatever. So before I finish, I've then cut out from the same silver sheen card, using the other design of the focal corners, and I'm just going to put those onto the three remaining corners. I'm not going to pop it onto that one because clearly you couldn't see it anyway, so there doesn't seem any point. And I'm just going to pop that into that corner, and again putting it so that this point is showing to the point of my frame itself, and then lining it up like that. And then this one. So I've done the corners just as a sort of, they could go for any corners really, or any card I should say, but I just thought we would have a go at doing something a little bit different with it, because there's kind of like a large space there, and it could be filled with other flowers, it could be filled with gems, it could be filled with stamping onto, it's a huge area, lovely area for actually stamping some small finger stamps type of thing. It would look really lovely like that. So it lends itself to so many, but just in case you didn't have anything else, there is some corners there if anyone would like them. So I can't leave it without putting a little gem in there, I'm afraid, because it's saying to me I need a gem. You know, like things do like that sometimes. It didn't say it to me until I picked it up, and now it's saying big time that it needs a gem in the centre. Oops. Oh, picked it up and put it down again. It's better. One more for that one over there. Oh, goodness me. Stay. Come here. Thank you. That's better. That's better. I'm happy with that now. So let me just recap. Let's just put these away. So whether it be for decoupage type things or pergamano or your own paintings or anything like this, or the dies that you have already sitting in your drawer, or for that matter, any dies that you might have coming up, we have now got our beautiful focal frames with some corners if you need such a thing. But it's just, to me, it was something that we needed to go for. I love the ordinary frames, but these just were a little bit different. So we've got this one here, which is using the focal corners as well as the focal frames. It's done in silver and white. We've got On Your Special Day as a focal image in the corner there, in the centre, and then in this corner we've got the rippled poinsettias which I think look rather yummy. And I can equally see that that would look lovely if you did it in gold. So if you had someone with a golden wedding type of thing, I think it would equally look really good with that. Then we've gone with this one, which is especially for Carol. And this one has got an old frame. It's not old really, but it's using the butterfly circle frame at the back here. Gone also for the silver as well, just to give a contrast rather than the same colour. But you could have gone for the white and the aqua as well. And just a sentiment and the other version of the corners. And then we've got some which are just literally decoupage type things. I'm sure you've all got some decoupage at home that you haven't used that would fit in here nicely. They are designed to go and fit onto, which all of these have been, a 7-inch square card, but they could equally go onto an 8. They are too big to go onto a 6-inch card, but they actually measure about 6 1/4. But I think you'll be aware, if you are a seasoned card maker, that all the cards, they may say that they're 7-inch, but they're actually like 6 3/4, and some will vary. I've bought them before now where they're only 6 1/2. But these frames are designed to go within it so that it shows a little white border all the way around rather than be tight up to the edge. So that's what you can do with your frames. This is plain frame, but then I've zhushed it up with the embossing folder. This is with the corners. And as I said again, we've got our butterfly frames from last year. And then we've got just a plain sentiment, albeit that it is a large sentiment, but just a plain sentiment with the flowers, a design which I love doing with the flowers in the corner. And I felt that that one worked really, really well. Okay, so that is that for this evening. I would like to thank you for staying with me and being with me there today. If you need to find any of the frames, that's where you need to go, maximumcrafts.com. When they do sell out, I have, or hopefully they will sell out anyway. I have got another order coming in, but it won't be for about, as I say, a week to 10 days. Probably be more like 10 days, to be honest. So yeah, that's what we've got, our new focal frames. I have to point out that the staff named them. In a moment of pure genius, he named them. So there we go. I will be back on Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, showing you a few more uses with these frames as well. So that's what we're going to go to for then. And then Sunday next week is already the last Sunday in the month. And I've got 2 things that I want to show you then. So I'll decide which, I might even show you both together actually, come to think of it. I should decide though. All good things coming. So thank you very much for your support, as I said. Don't forget, thumbs up down here somewhere. I can see that already a lot of you have done. I'm really, really appreciative of that. Oh, you're being so nice. I've just looked up now and saw that you're loving the cards and the frames. So I'm really, really pleased that you did. Yeah, I wish I'd done these frames a long time ago. I should have done, shouldn't I? There you go. Okay. Now, I'm not going to pass the messages that are now coming on about well done to the staff. You probably can hear what I'm saying, actually. But I did praise him at the time, though. Don't worry. He was praised at the time, but you wouldn't want to go too mad and praise him for too long, would you? Get ideas above his station. Right then, folks, I shall let you get back to your families. Thank you so much for sparing some time with me today. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, you can always look back and see these at any time. It's always saved. And I will be back with you on Wednesday evening. Take care till then. Thank you very much. Bye.